because I want to introduce somebody very special. Peggy Baillie is a dear friend of Seeds and Diversity and seeding events in Sudbury, because I think she's been a speaker every year for the last, I don't know, 5 years, 10 years. I'm going to read you her bio. Peggy Baillie is a co-owner of Three Forks Farms. Thank you. Now I can stand here and people can see me on the online audience. We do have an online Zoom audience, so it's going to help them here if we do this. Peggy Baillie, this is Peggy. She is the co-owner of Three Forks Farm with her husband Eric on Manitoulin Island. Three Forks is a certified vegetable, chicken, and seed farm focusing on high-quality, safe foods. Peggy has been saving seeds for over 15 years and started selling seeds commercially 4 years after completing her commercial seed production certificate. Passionate about seed and its importance to food security, biodiversity, and climate change, Peggy continues to grow and adapt regionally produced seeds while sharing her knowledge so others can save seeds too. And that's the whole point of today, is to give you the knowledge and power to save seeds. You can buy her seeds. That can be your great starting material. She's got an unlimited supply. Well, maybe not unlimited, but enough for all of us. So please visit her after and ask her any questions after. Timer's on, Peggy, 15 minutes.
Oh my goodness. Okay, how do I move forward? I'm just going to do this. All right.
Huh? It was working a minute ago. There we go.
Okay.
There we go. That's yours.
It says, it doesn't show it up there though. Okay. Interesting. Is it got a delay?
I don't know. No, I gave you the same 5 points because I introduced you.
Oh.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go. You ready?
All right.
Oh, she's.
I'm not. Okay. Ah, there's a bit of a delay.
It's
Okay.
because April has to run that slideshow from a different computer, and you're running this for the Zoom audience.
Oh, I see. Okay. All this technical stuff. Hi. Hello. Bonjour, Annie. Nice to see everybody. This is really exciting for me, being a farmer, living on Manitoulin Island, and not seeing faces very often. So this is like, wow, all these beautiful faces and beautiful people. I have been asked to share with you some of my knowledge about regionally adapted seed and why having seed grown in our region is really important. So I'm going to try and share some of that knowledge with you very quickly.
You two, I have to adjust this because you're taller than me.
Oh, I'm told.
So this is what your people online are seeing you here,
Okay.
and everybody else is seeing you here. So try to be in the middle of the picture.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. So this lettuce. Why do I love this lettuce? This is a perfect example. So I love this lettuce because it's delicious, it's crisp, it's has all this robust flavor. But what do I love about it is that it doesn't bolt, like it doesn't go to seed. So as a farmer, I really love this. And this seed has specifically been designed and grown and bred for conditions like us. The challenge is that because this seed is grown the way it is, I can't actually save seed from it because it doesn't bolt within our season, and it's also patented. And so I'm actually not physically allowed to grow seed for this, which poses its own challenges. But having seed, this is called lovelock lettuce, and I love this lettuce because it's been designed and adapted to our region. Sorry, I'm seeing delays, so I'm just like trying to figure this out. So one of the things that is really interesting about when you have regionally adapted seeds is you'll see things that sometimes work and sometimes don't. So this is an example of spaghetti squash that was grown in our fields a couple of years ago. And if you saw our entire squash field, you'd be like, wow, that looks terrible. But the thing is that it was only this spaghetti squash that didn't work. Everything else that we grew really, really well. And so we're like, okay, like this doesn't make any sense. Why is this squash not working good, but everything else is? And I'm going to show you why in a sec. This is spinach, and I don't know if anybody else has ever had trouble growing spinach. Has anyone else? Can anyone show hands if you've had trouble growing spinach? I have a terrible time growing spinach, and one of the reasons why it's very difficult to grow spinach is that most of the seed that we are buying from bigger seed companies is coming from Holland. Is Holland's climate like our climate? Not really. And so we struggle to grow spinach because it's adapted to the places where it was grown. And this is what's happening with most of the seed that we're getting from larger seed companies. The same thing is with onions. So almost all of the onion seed that we're getting and we're buying from larger seed companies is coming from the southern United States. So I think this is Arizona, Utah area. And so that, I'm not really great with my geography on the map, but I know it's Arizona, Utah area that the onions are coming from. But that climate obviously is not like our climate. And so this is why sometimes we struggle to have onions produce really, really well in our region. The same thing is with broccoli. Most broccoli seed that we're actually getting is coming from Oregon. A very different climate. They barely have winter. They're like, have a very, very long kind of mild season, a lot more less humidity than we have in this region. And so I think this is what, knowing where seeds are coming from, like cucumbers, most cucumber seed is all coming from California. So this is the North American seed environment that we are actually working in. But the thing is that's different is that when we start to grow seeds in our climate, we can have much better results. So this is Jericho romaine lettuce, and I've been growing this lettuce for years. I have such a hard time going to a grocery store and eating romaine now because this lettuce is so robust, it's so delicious, it grows so well in our climate, and it's because I've been growing this lettuce in my climate for at least 10 years. All the seed keepers that I've been working with have been growing this lettuce in Ontario for at least 20 years. And so it can adapt to the weird climatic conditions that we have here, unlike they have in California or Arizona, where most of the other lettuce is being grown. So to compare, like, if you want to say apples to apples, they're not apples to apples because when we have regionally adapted seed, it actually performs better under the climatic conditions that we're working in. And so why we want to be continuing to grow seed in Northern Ontario is, one, is that only, I think, 3% of the vegetable seeds grown, or 3% of the vegetable seeds planted in Canada are actually produced in Canada. So that's a problem. And then in Northern Ontario, we have very, very limited seed producers, other than this amazing community that's here and is growing seed and sharing them. And then very limited commercial seed production to produce seed based on our region. And so this is why we're trying to really encourage people to take the time to learn how to save seed and grow them in their region. Just a couple more slides is that, so this is a red pepper, and a number of seed savers in Ontario got together and they produced this pepper that's called Renegade Red Pepper, and it's only been grown and bred for Ontario. So if you've ever tried to grow red peppers, it's like, can be really challenging, but this has actually this has taken 10 years to get to the state that it is now. And they've worked and roved and developed and tried to pick the best plants that work in our conditions so that people in Ontario can have an amazing red pepper, which is an amazing feat and is really, really beautiful. And then this is another example. This is called ice bread arugula. It is a wonderful arugula. It works really, really well. It also doesn't bolt. It can handle so much cold, like our region loves to have, and we all love to. And it is a delicious, regionally adapted arugula that works uniquely really well in our region. So there are varieties that are really, really great. Like this is a cilantro called Carib cilantro, and if anyone else has grown cilantro, you feel like you turn around, and all of a sudden it's gone seed, right? It's like it goes to seed so fast, whereas the Carib cilantro, I find, has worked really, really well in our region, and we've been working to adapt it so that it doesn't bolt so fast. It will work within the cooler conditions, but also the kind of wavy humidity that we can have in our region. This is an example of a kale. So this was a Westlander kale that actually overwintered here. This is actually on our farm in Warren, so just as I said when we were there. This overwintered by itself, and then we were able to produce seed off of it the second year. And this is a perfect example of what regional adaptation can do when you can actually be able to, like, plants can withstand our winter, can overwinter in our gardens without doing anything to them, and then they come back the next season, which is really, really amazing. But not all plants will do this if they haven't been adapted to our region. Yeah, I think that's it. So those are just some key things I would like people to think about when they're thinking about seed. And I really, really am so grateful that anyone and everyone here is thinking about seeds. If anyone wants to learn more, we're thinking about offering a full-day intensive class on seed saving on our farm this year. So if you're interested to learn more, then come and see me over our booth. And I hope that everyone enjoys today.